Have you had round 2 of the sushi at Bluefish?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good.
Dude, I had some sushi today from
Meyer.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, they should hire those fucking people that make that shit, dude.
Yeah. That shit's good. So you know they just rent that space in Meyer.
Who?
The people who make the sushi.
I don't even think they're Asian.
I don't think they are either. One of the dudes is.
Oh yeah?
But I don't think the owner of the company is.
They just go in, make it whenever.
I think they go in every day now.
But they only make so much, right?
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's good.
It's great.
We get it pretty much every time we go to Meyer. Willa gets it. She's like, will you give me a Cali roll? Will you give me, Okay.
Yeah, man, I like it a lot. I hope that it takes off for the Bluefish for sure.
Oh, it's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That first time, everyone was out of town.
Yeah. It's fucking hard to make, dude.
It's not easy.
You know?
We actually gave him one of those, what is it, the sushizi?
I got to get one of those because I just got the bamboo thing. I just roll them up with the bamboo at home.
Yeah, we don't make them at home anymore.
If you don't get the rice right, the whole thing is fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
And it tastes funky if you don't do the rice right, too.
If you don't do the rice right, yeah.
It's got to have, the right amount of, vinegar. I don't know.
This episode is brought to you by the Ramsdell Regional Center for the Arts. You can find them online at www.ramsdaletheater.org, or you can reach them by phone at 231-398-9770. Our friends over at the Ramsdell Regional Center for the Arts want to let you know about something that's going down on March 9th. It's their Irish night, and the event kicks off with the spirited tunes of the Black House Monks, setting the perfect tone for a night filled with traditional medleys and contemporary twists. As the spotlight intensifies, the main act takes center stage with the renowned Kennedy's Kitchen. Known for their captivating performances and soul-stirring Irish repertoire, Kennedy's Kitchen promises to deliver an unforgettable experience for all music enthusiasts. The music starts at 6 p.m., so check the website for the ticketing information. That's www.ramsdaletheater.org.
That's too technical for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting pretty good at it, but then I was making them where, I wasn't letting the rice cool fast and, cool.
Oh, yeah, you got to let it cool down.
If that shit's too hot, then it fucking does mess everything up, but...
It gets, all compacted.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Ugh.
Ugh, that's right. You going to the Frostbite tomorrow?
Yeah.
I need your vote.
Yeah.
I need your vote.
I have a closing at 11, which is interesting because it's a Saturday, but...
That is interesting.
They're in town, so we're going to bang it out. Carrie's going to go in on a Saturday. And
look at that. Title company getting it done for you.
Yeah.
Thought you didn't want to talk about real estate.
Well, I do got to work.
I need a place to rent, dude.
So let's go to PNC. I finally talked to Connie, and I'm like, hey, Otto's not getting back to me. She's been in Mexico.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes later, Otto texts me back.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't see this. Yeah, get a hold of Chad. He'll get you in there.
All right, well, yeah, let's go take a look at something.
Yeah.
Fucking the Briney building, dude.
Yeah.
Has got its problems. So anybody here in Manistee that's listening to this, dude.
What?
So I don't know the person that this is gonna be like a bashing of the Briney. The Briney is a beautiful building.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I wouldn't be opposed to having an office in there, right?
Right.
So for almost 3 weeks, I was trying to get a hold of somebody that the person that fills the space, their job to fill the empty spaces.
Yeah.
When I ended up accidentally emailing the guy that runs the Presbyterian church there. Because I'm online Googling. I'm like, who the fuck runs this place? I can't, because the person...
I have her number.
I have it too.
Yeah.
Texting and email and calling. So texts, I fired 3 or 4 text messages, no response. Called, left messages, no response. Emailed, no replies for a couple of weeks. So then I'm online, okay, who owns this place? What's going on? How can I get a hold of anybody? And I'm tracking it all the way back down to this person who's just the property manager or whatever. Son of a bitch. Well, then this page came up. It was a Presbyterian church, but I didn't look at that. I was just typing in Bryony, and there was an email, and I started emailing. I kind of blasted the email, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, how do I get a hold of this?
And it was like the pastor. He's like, I think you got the wrong person.
Yeah.
But this is who you need to talk to. I'm like, I've been trying to get a hold of him.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, she emails me and says, this is what I have available. And these 2 offices, which are in
the suites.
Brian's area.
Yeah.
And one big one, which is way out of budget, way too big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need something this size.
Right.
I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit bigger. This is the perfect size.
Yeah.
One of the rooms was smaller than this, so I was like, nah. But the other one, I was like, oh, it was probably 250 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
It was decent size.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit bigger than this. But I go there with Dylan. Dylan had popped down here. I said, I'm going over to Brian to check this out. Come with me.
Mm-hmm.
So we first of all, it's been a minute, except for that time we did our closing.
Yeah.
But really been in the Bryony.
And walked around in there.
Well, I'm like, how come the bathroom's got fucking code locks on them? That doesn't make any sense.
It does, though.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So
yeah.
We get into the elevator, and I looked right at him, and I'm like, man, this fucking elevator smells like a pack of Marlboros. Like, this is bad. What is this shit?
And dirty jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So we get up to the second floor. We see the rooms. And I'm like, this is it. This is the room. I want this room.
Yeah.
It was like $500.
Sure.
And we're hearing all this banging and shit and talking. And it's, it's hard for me to explain it. But it was like listening to a kindergarten class. It was just so loud. And I'm like, fuck. I'm going to spend $2,000 just soundproofing this.
Right.
What is that up there? I don't know what it is. I'm like, it can't be the chiropractor's office. It can't be Bohm's, right?
Nope.
It can't be that loud. So we get back in the elevator, and we get into the elevator. Well, as I'm walking, so the elevator door opens, and there's this person who looks like, he looks like the priest guy from Poltergeist. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Carol Ann.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, and he's like, he's looking at us like this out of one eye. And he goes, is this a third floor? And I was like, we're going there. I was like, okay. So then the whole time in the elevator, he's looking at us on the side because I think this eye doesn't work. So he's just looking at us with this one. Yeah, and he didn't smell the greatest. The doors open to the third floor, and it just smells like cigarettes. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? And
yeah.
I look to the right, and I look straight ahead, and I see these big signs of the Friendship Society.
Yeah.
So it's the homeless.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be...
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I have compassion for... But I don't think the Bryony building's right fit. They have the entire fucking third floor.
Yeah.
Which is wild. And then I looked in this one room, and picnic tables and coffee and ellipticals and stationary bikes and
they got a gym.
Treadmills. Yeah, they got a little half gym.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where half of the fucking noise was coming from because they're all working out up there.
Okay.
Big signs that say no drugs, alcohol, or cigarette smoking up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's very evident that they are.
Yeah.
Because it just reeks.
Right.
I can't.
Can't do it.
So I emailed the gal, and I'm like, hey. And also in my email, I was kind of like, hey, I don't know what's going on upstairs.
It's a free-for-all.
And then the building smells like cigarettes and BO. What's going on? And I explained the noise situation. I'm going to have to soundproof this and blah, blah, blah. That was 2 weeks ago.
Never heard another thing.
Haven't heard a peep back.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the radio station, of course, that's soundproofed in there.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the most part, these mics themselves, they're kind of noise canceling.
Right.
But, try to have a conversation with that shit going on.
Oh, yeah. Complete distraction.
Do you know the person that owns the building? Is it a group? Is it one person?
Last I knew, it was just a guy. Traverse City.
If he's down for just collecting rent money, I get it. But I feel like that building is gorgeous.
It's super nice.
And he did a great job.
No.
So
He bought it like
after the renovations?
Yeah.
But man, it is really nice. I'd love to be in there, but not with.
I'd like to model some of my stuff off that.
Yeah.
For mine.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I don't know.
Searchlight title is nice.
Yeah, they're good people.
Shout
out to Searchlight.
Yeah. Way to go, Carrie.
Yeah. Are they staying?
Oh, yeah.
Because hubby's retiring, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to say that out loud too much, but
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I hope they do stay because they're cool people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my
your rant for
my office fucking
debacle.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is there. I mean, as you know, there's like not a lot out there to
oh my
pick
God.
from.
I talked to the chamber about the old chamber building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, over.
Yeah.
And they had 2 rooms available there, 2 offices. I'm like, oh, check them out. You know. I mean, half the size of this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even put this table in there, you know?
That's too small.
It's too small for this table.
Yeah.
I can't bring it in.
Yeah.
And I like this table. This is my podcasting table.
Yeah.
It's got to go with me. So, I don't know. Everything in like, I was really hoping for the spot above Outpost. I think I told you about that.
Yeah. Yep.
And I kind of got, I don't know, Kyle said, yeah, he'll think about a different idea or something.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he's got anything else available. So.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like away from downtown. I want to be where the shit's happening.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure I could find a place to do this.
Right.
But it wouldn't be in a cool spot.
A garage.
Dude.
I'm sure this has come up.
Are you talking about a garage? What do you mean?
I mean, just any garage.
Oh, yeah, no, it's kind of come up. Shout out to Dwight, because I know he watches this.
Okay.
But I got a hold of Dwight.
Oh, the basement.
So, listen, the wires, whatever. I'm like, hey, do you have any space over at Hokinson's that you'd be willing to lease to me for my podcast? And he's like, yeah, I'm in Chicago. When I come back up, I'll show you the spot. I'm like, all right, cool, man. This is great.
Yeah.
So it was when we had the last really big snowstorm. He texted me and said, I'm in town. I go, all right, I'll come on down. So he texts me. He says, now go down the back alley, access towards the channel, and then you'll see like a garage door and a door there. Come on in. So
there's like parking there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you've been in the basement.
I have.
I go in, and I wasn't expecting him to offer me the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So when I walked in, he's just...
It's massive, though.
It's massive. It's
too much space. Yeah.
I mean, but I was thinking like he had like a room.
Yeah.
So he's standing in the middle of the basement, and he's just kind of looking at me with his hands in his pocket. He's like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Here?" He's like, "Yeah." So I mean, it's hard to explain what this looked like, but it was just like almost like a garage.
Yeah.
You know, but the place had caught on fire at some point.
Yeah.
Back in the day, so it's all charcoal everywhere. It's really rustic. Anyhow, I said to him, I go, it's kind of cold in here. And he goes, with a deadpan face, is this too cold for you? I'm like, well, I mean, my equipment and shit, I don't know if I want to bring this in. He goes, well, check this room out. So he takes me to like the boiler room. There's no power in there. The light's not working. I mean, it's like going into the basement next to a boiler. I mean,
right.
He's like, what about this? We could do whatever you want to do in here. Striking out, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm good. But I tell you what he's got going on upstairs.
Yeah.
It's going to
be sick.
Yeah, I hope that comes to fruition.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, and at least he was, like, hey, if I can do something,
yeah,
I'll try to do something. So, but yeah, that's going to be badass.
I don't know the guy that wants to do this little distillery tasting room, but I'm not familiar with where he's not from here. No,
I don't know. I love that it's on the river side of the building, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I remember, 15 years ago talking about how we need to get businesses on the Riverwalk instead of, we just didn't. There was a ton of space on River Street available back then, so it just didn't make any sense. But now, that's awesome. I love that. That shows how far we've come.
Yeah, we got to do a lot more with that Riverwalk.
Yeah.
business side of the Riverwalk.
Right.
You know, for sure.
And I love it. Like, even so this weekend, like the frostbite thing is like in the parking lot across from my spot.
Yeah.
Which is super cool because I'm definitely going to go upstairs and like take some video and some photos from up there.
Nice.
You know, because, I mean, come on.
I hope we get a good turnout for this. I really do.
I hope it's not. I mean, it's supposed to be pretty cold. I mean, the name is going to be for real.
Yeah.
Like, but
well,
whatever.
tents and shit, and they got a bit of that big, that big warming, that big fire pit thing from the beach is going to be down there.
You going to go throw some turkeys?
I'm going to go throw some turkeys.
I think I'm going to go too.
Yeah.
This dude, Mark, that we see at Bluefish all the time, he wants to go too, so come down and throw some turkeys. How far do you got to throw them? Like, how far
I feel like it's
10 feet or something?
Yeah, it's a big-ass frozen turkey is what you're throwing.
Right. I mean, it's not going to roll straight either, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised more people aren't pissed about it. You know, somebody's pissed that we're throwing a dead, frozen turkey carcass.
Oh, what a waste.
What a waste.
Yeah.
You can feed people with that.
Whatever. I mean, they have, like, pumpkin guns and stuff. You know, we should make a turkey gun. That'd be sick.
They were going to throw a turkey off the roof of the Vogue. Have you ever... Man, I got a runny nose. Have you ever... do you remember the show WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm not 100% familiar with... let's Google that quick.
The backstory on it?
Yeah. WKRP in... I spelled Cincinnati.
It'll fill it in for you. CINCIN.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then you got to do like Turkey. So there was an episode, I guess. There's something wrong with my Google machine. There was an episode, WKRP Turkeys Away episode. It was called. They throw it off a roof of the radio station for some reason, and I don't know what's happening here. It's not working.
I can see somebody just getting hit with a turkey.
I mean, they wanted to shut the fucking street down just to throw the turkey off of the roof of the building, and I'm like, well, you don't need to shut the street down. Just look both ways and drop the
just
damn
look
thing.
one way.
Yeah, just look one way and drop the fucking thing. But I don't know. I thought it would have been cool, and that was going to be like the start of the festival. They dropped the turkey.
Okay.
And yeah, and then the turkey bowling. They were supposed to try to get teams.
Mm-hmm.
But now it just kind of turned into, hey, if you want to throw a turkey, you can come and throw a turkey.
Well, yeah, because assembling people at all is impossible.
Yeah. There was something else I was going to tell you about that, too, that too busy trying to look shit up on here. But I think this is going to turn in, like, punch eating contest. It's not happening. Right?
No.
I didn't put anything together. I didn't even think about it because I'm too busy, like, dismantling the last fucking 7 years of my life down here.
Yeah.
The other night, Betsy and I were laying in bed, and she goes, hey, tomorrow's Fat Tuesday. And I was like, yeah. And you go, oh. No.
Missed opportunities.
Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
I forgot all about it. But next year, I think I'm going to try to add that to this.
Schedule.
Yeah, I think we could do it. We want to do it. I was talking to D and Doe, because they're kind of spearheading this.
Mm-hmm.
And, next year we'll do it the weekend before Fat Tuesday. Right now it's Lent too. Like, I don't even know how many people are
gonna eat chili
in this Polish Catholic community. How many are going to come downtown on Saturday and break Lent to eat chili?
Chowder.
I tell you what, we made our chili last night.
Yeah, is it fire?
12 Miller Lights in 2 hours trying to get that thing made.
How many Miller Lights are in the chili?
Ugh, I don't know. I probably dropped 1 or 2 in there. But, that's like the secret. You make it a couple days ahead of time.
Yeah, so it can come together.
It's like 3-day-old lasagna.
Right.
It's way better.
So much better.
Let me ask you that. I'm sure I'm going to end up starting some shit. But, by the way.
What is that?
This is an oxymoron for starters because it's a vanilla latte with oat milk. But then I have sweet cream on top.
Oat cream?
No, I doubt it.
No.
So, it's an addiction.
Oh, yeah?
I'm fucking I don't understand. One day I went to Big B and I saw this. I've never had sweet foam on any of my coffees, right?
Oh, it's good.
I was dying for an iced latte. It'd been a minute. Outpost's ice machine isn't working. So I went there and I see the sweet foam, add sweet foam. And I'm like, I'll do that, add that. Now, when I'm thinking coffee, I can't think of anything else but this fucking shit. I'm asking everybody. I went down the Millennial Day Cure. I went down the Trophies.
Yeah.
And there's a gal there. They don't have sweet foam on the menu, but she'll do it for
make
you.
it, yeah.
Whenever I see her, I'm always like,
yeah.
Can't. Straight up addiction, dude.
I'm so boring when it comes to that now because of the low carb thing. So I get like those Starbucks canned cold brews.
Yeah.
That don't have anything in them.
I bought you a cold brew. That's why I asked you if you wanted anything to drink. Just a black.
Oh, I'll drink that shit.
Well, now I have to like break camera to go get it.
I get it.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I'll drink it afterwards. It's all good. I've already had two coffees anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm way caffeinated up, dude.
No food. But that's how I roll. No food. There's carbs in everything, man.
I don't know how you do it. I'm trying. I got to focus. I got to get my summer body in gear here.
You know what's funny is, like, for me, I just felt like shit. Like, it wasn't even really about, like, trying to lose a bunch of weight or anything, but, like, literally it was hard to put socks on at one point. And I'm like, all right, dude. Like, I'm not that fat of a guy, but, like, why is it hard to put socks on?
That's rough, bro.
So I was like, fuck this. I got to do something. And this has been, I mean, I wouldn't say fairly easy, but I haven't worked out for 1 minute in the past year.
Dropping the weight.
Dropping it. Protein, hard to eat. It's hard to get enough. I mean,
It's not hard for me to get enough food in, that's for sure. I got to cut back on the carbohydrates. Is my big thing because I love bread.
Well, like
we fucking making sourdough every weekend.
Oh, it's so good.
It is so good.
I want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I found that it's harder to eat protein than it is to not eat carbs. Like it's just hard to eat enough protein in one day. Like, you actually have to supplement it. Otherwise, like, there's no way I'm eating, like, 2 ribeyes. Like, come on. Like, I'm not even big enough to do that. Like, my frame doesn't support eating that much food.
Are you adding, like, a protein powder or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got this stuff called Seek. Have you ever heard of that? It's almost like Gatorade, but it's a powder. So it's like, I drink water all day long. And this, it actually has a flavor.
Yes, I've seen some of that shit on, like, Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they're like, here, try this protein, and it looks like Gatorade or Powerade, and all these, like, lifters and shit are like, they try, and they're like, holy shit.
Well, and I got, like, a tub of it, so I just throw it in a shaker bottle.
Did you order it online or something?
Yeah, Amazon, whatever.
Does it, like, have electrolytes and shit in it, too?
Mm-hmm.
And it's protein.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's kind of sweet.
Sure.
For my, I drink water all day. But that's the only way you can do it, man. It's impossible otherwise. Unless you're like a bodybuilder, I guess. I mean, you just eat mad food. But I can't do it.
Bodybuilder.
I mean, how expensive does that get, too?
It's expensive.
So, all right, I'm fat. Never mind. Enough about that.
You're not fat. You lost a ton of weight, dude.
Yeah, I lost 32 pounds.
That's fucking nuts. Good for you. And you're going out to eat all the
time. I feel like a smaller person, which is interesting, and my socks go on easier.
Are you still following the Gary Brecka stuff?
I haven't done the cold shower thing in over a month.
Oh. Look at me. Oh.
Oh, I know.
I'm getting close to pulling the trigger on his genetic testing.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do it.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see, right? Like, even if that shit doesn't work at all, it'd still be interesting to see because it's not just that. Like, they give you a full, like...
It's a full panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
which is kind of cool.
$700 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not, like, any different than going... I mean, my insurance doesn't pay for that stuff. I have to pay for it anyway, so I might
Right.
as well do it.
Right.
And get the answers that I'm looking for.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, me too. I've thought about it, but it's winter, so.
And what does that mean?
That means I'm squirreling away, man.
Oh, I feel ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything on the horizon? If we're not going to talk about real estate, but do you have anything on the horizon? You see anything that's coming or that's changing or?
No, I think like for work wise for me, it's going to be a lot like last year. I think. I mean,
shit just selling.
Might even do a little better. Yeah. I mean, but volume wise, I don't see it being much different than last year. I mean, it's election year, so some things will be weird, but.
The election's going to be weird.
Yeah. And then, immediately after, it's business as usual again,
Yeah.
It'll be more interesting to see, like, 25, 26, like, what happens then.
Yeah.
Because how long are people just going to sit and not sell their properties,
Well, I mean we're in that boat. We want something different, but it's like...
it almost doesn't make any sense. Right.
Get on the Zillow machine,
mm-hmm.
and there's nothing there,
mm-hmm.
or nothing in the price range that. I don't think anything's in anybody's price range anymore. You just got to bite the bullet and spend a little more.
A lot more.
A lot more.
I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, it's a lot more. And if people keep moving here, it's just going to be more and more and more. So, and that's good and bad, I mean, you only hear the bad.
Right.
And usually the good is only like the obvious good, Like, oh, it's good for, the homeowners because they gain more equity or whatever. But look how much more tax revenue we get now for the city than we did, like, I don't know, 2010.
Right.
When everything sold for like 25 grand and there was literally no money. There was no budget.
God, yeah, I can remember thinking to myself, man, if I just pick up if I could go back in time.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up like 2 or 3 houses.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man, that would have been the move. And some people did that.
Yeah.
Some people, they know when the market was way down and they were like, well, it's time to buy some shit.
Well, and I'm terrible. Like, I, show a ton of places, right? Like, you go in pretty much everything right now because there's not even that much. So I've seen everything, right? And it's like when they joke about people going to Target and they walk out with, like, stuff that they don't need, Like, every time I show something, I'm like, I see, like, what I would do with it.
Yeah.
Like, I could picture, like, owning it. Every single place. And people are always baffled by that. But I'm like, dude, if I had the money, I'd just buy all of this stuff. Because you can make it whatever you want to make it, right? Even with the prices now. But
hey, but you're doing it right now with your building.
Yeah. Well, and that's why we bought that. We were looking for houses, and I'm like, nah, even me, right? Like, you do this every day. And it's still like, I just don't want to pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah.
Or this one, or you get beat out on this one. So it made sense. And it's gonna be badass.
Is it evolving in any way, or are you sticking true to your plan on what you want to do up there?
I think we're sticking true to it. I mean, again, how how feasible is doing it, but moving forward.
When are you going to break ground on the facade stuff on the backside of it?
It should be spring.
Oh, that's fresh.
Yeah. Sad we lost Mark.
Yeah.
So I have to figure out who I have to talk to for that.
That is a great fucking question.
Yeah.
You know that? Is he gone now?
Yeah, he's gone. I'm not worried about it. It's all good. We'll figure it out. But that'll be badass to be able to park back there and get up to the 2nd and 3rd floor.
So, speaking of Mark,
yeah,
the chamber posted on LinkedIn
hiring
for an economic development person.
Well, I'll tell you what. if you wanted to step into a great time, isn't this it?
I mean,
Like if you were applying for that job, like, and you were looking all over, because they look everywhere, right? They're like, where do I want to live where I work, you know? Imagine like stepping into like this town ready to like explode.
yeah, the person that they hire could literally have a resume after leaving here. Could leave here in a decade and be like, look at all the shit that I did.
Insane, dude.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you can't time markets,
No.
but like look at what's happening, and dude,
I hope they get somebody good.
I hope
really
they do too.
The only issue I have with it is I don't think they're going to pay the person enough. The job description is showing 65,000 to 75,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're at least 25K off.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to bring somebody, first of all, that has experience in economic development,
Right.
and not somebody who just happens to be in the room when it's time to take a picture. Like somebody who can actually bring all these pieces together into one room and then have discussions and dialogues with everybody. You know, you being in real estate, you know, you can find a buyer for certain things, right?
Sure.
But like bringing in a developer to Manistee to sit them down in front of all the important people and say, okay, now what can we do with your money and your vision?
Sure.
You got it.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame.
It's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
And 65 grand, I don't think brings in that person. Unless it's somebody who's like retired.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm going to be very neutral on that one.
Yeah. I get it. I'm vocal about this stuff because I see it. I mean, I just know that in 2024, I mean, you can make $65,000 at fucking McDonald's today if you work full time.
That's pretty wild.
You know?
I saw this real estate meme earlier, and it said, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your house isn't worth more. Your money is worth less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
It is wild. I think it was meant to be funny, but it was also kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about it like that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope they find somebody good because, man, what a time to be alive for that person who steps into that position. Because, I mean, if everything happens like it's been talked about happening, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude.
Town's going to pop.
Yeah.
Town's going to pop.
I hope so.
I do too. I mean, because I want to try to talk to some people that are interested in doing what I did here at a much larger scale.
Okay.
I would love to bring in like something like a Total Wine.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right?
Insane.
And I think now, you know, the market being what it is for like liquor licenses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to take a big company.
Right.
Somebody with deep pockets.
Yeah.
To
just willing to dig deep to get a license.
And to, you know, do a $500,000 purchase in liquor.
Right.
And put that
at
on the
one
floor.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this. I'm like, man, it's not me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would love to, even if I'm just a voice in the room, to kind of move a needle on something like that. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if well, two spots. I do think that like that China buffet area over there.
Oh yeah.
On 31 would be ripe for it.
Oh yeah, where Family Video was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a great spot.
It would be.
Or the Olsen's property.
That would be pretty insane.
That'd be a bigger deal. But,
yeah, because that's a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
Just for the property.
Wouldn't that be mint?
That would be.
I mean,
I hate to see it sitting there like that too. You know,
the building.
Yeah,
I hate to see it sitting there like that too.
That's like one of those things where you're coming south, you know, and it's like, man, where am I right now? You know, I saw that city sign. 2 miles ago?
Yeah,
and nothing's happened yet. Right? You know, I mean, you've gone past condos, all the dispensaries, Chapos, and then, but there's nothing like on the other I don't know. That's like the next spot, I feel like.
Yeah, man, and I don't know how many more people we need in this community, because they all do their due diligence. I mean, like, they all do their surveys and their market analysis, and can we sustain it or whatever. I don't think we can right now, or it would be here already.
Right, exactly.
But I do hope that, like, because we're in such a weird spot, Manistee, in that we're too far away from Traverse City. So I was talking to somebody this morning about, our friends that own the Birch and Maple.
Yeah.
And they also own that Mexican
Nick and
restaurant.
Natalie.
Yeah. Super awesome people.
Yeah.
And they also own the Mayfair.
Yeah.
Now, 3 restaurants in a community that's smaller than Manistee.
Right.
But they're closer to Traverse. And because they have great food.
Oh, it's
restaurants
amazing.
are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
People are making that trip.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get somebody to say, we're going to come all the way from Traverse City, hang out in Manistee or
Right.
shop in Manistee. And because Ludington is so close to us, we're not offering anything different, really.
I think we get some Ludington people.
But what I mean is like there's not like this drive from Muskegon
Right.
just to Manistee for the day or whatever.
Right.
It's like
Probably not a ton.
probably not a ton.
No.
So like where we're at, I don't think we ever really get much bigger. We might get more tourists.
Yeah, I
as
don't
we
know.
evolve.
I mean, it's 2 things. Like, it always just Marty Spalding, right? Like, when I think about what needs to happen next,
he's who I would like to be like, hey, listen, dude, if you write a fucking check
yeah,
and like, let's just get some people together to run this thing,
yeah.
and we could do like a Total Wine here.
Well, I'm just thinking, so like, well, yes, right?
Yeah.
But like his whole thing is like, you got to have somewhere for these people to work, which in turn, then you have to have somewhere for these people to live.
Right.
And we don't really have either of those things.
No, we don't have anywhere. For
So
people to live.
until those 2 things kind of simultaneously happen, then we might be at a stalemate, right? And like that, everyone talks about that, and there's still, that's what people are trying to focus on. So it's not like it's not going to happen at some point. It's just like how long, how long does that take?
Yeah, I can't talk about the housing stuff because I don't understand how to do any of it, and it's frustrating for me because there's no place for people to live, and then it's like,
well, I mean, there's no new houses really, unless it's like somebody that bought the land and they're building their dream home or whatever. Like
Right.
nobody builds neighborhoods here. You know what I mean? There's not a ton of space left to do so, but there's space. There are places to do it, especially, just outside of the downtown area. I mean, there's places. Is it feasible? I don't know. That's the problem. But
well, I mean, does it need to be in the city? I mean,
Right.
we have a whole county here that we can build on.
right.
And
I don't know what the margins are like for somebody that's just going to build a bunch of houses in a neighborhood and hope to sell them all. I don't know what that is. But, I know what mine are, and it seems like mine are probably a lot less than what those companies expect to make.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the concession, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like for the greater good. And I know
Right.
that isn't really a business mantra, but isn't there somebody here that could
Well, I tell you what,
facilitate something like that?
I don't know if you watched the part 1. So I did a podcast with Jason Schaller.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen
I
it.
fucking like that guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's a fucking really good shit. So.
I still have that.
Yeah, so do I.
The beard on it.
Yeah, we had, yeah. So his boat, Champagne Dreams, we talked about that. And
He's hilarious.
He's a really good dude. So to your point, his company. So yeah, it's a 28-minute podcast I did with him because my equipment failed at 28 minutes. It just shut down. We talked for like an hour and a half.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I told him, I said, well, I'm going to put this out as a part 1, and then we'll do another podcast when you come back. I was super pissed. I don't know what happened, but anyways, he and his partner, I can't remember what he called it, But basically what they do is they're just now getting into constructing apartment complexes and shit, right? But usually what they do, or traditionally what they've done, is they just go in and buy one, rehab it. Mm-hmm. But it's all like, he's very open about the fact that he's like, well, I mean, we're not a nonprofit, mm-hmm. but we're also in the business of making sure that people have affordable housing. Mm-hmm. So he goes, we have a watermark that we try to achieve, and then it's all balanced in, making it so that the market, we can fill it. It would give people the opportunity to have a nice place to live.
Sure.
And he's actually coming from that place, which is
rare.
Good.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Because I thought I was crazy, even when I just said it out loud. I've thought it. It's
real. People are out there he's doing it. I know he's doing it. And I believe him when he talks about it. He's like, the goal is to give people a place to live. I mean, he's doing it the most that he can and still make a decent profit out of the deal. I mean, the profit's not a dirty word.
Right. No, you have to make money. Otherwise, you can't continue on the path.
Yeah. We're doing this out of the goodness of our heart, right? And we're not making any money.
Right.
Well, you're really fucking special. But I think that I do believe him when he says, this is the reason why we do what we do.
Sure.
So they're out.
He's a good dude.
He's a great dude.
He's hilarious too.
Yeah, we've had some fun.
I remember one day he was showing me like trail cam photos that he had, and there was like ghosts on it or something. I'm pretty sure he was like, man, there's like ghosts at our property. And he was like showing me all these trail cam shots, and it was funny.
Did he tell you about like that little piece of property that he bought there?
Yeah.
For $500?
Yeah.
Because there's like, it's impossible to do anything with it?
Right.
But I guess he did buy a much larger piece in Onekama that he was going to build on.
Yeah, this was the Onekama one. Or I don't know I don't know if it was like ghosts or like aliens or something, but it was funny. It was like some wild shit on his trail cam, and it was like,
you watched it?
Yeah. I was showing him a house actually, and he had it on his phone. He's like, dude, look at this, I was like, what is that? Is it Bigfoot? Like, what is going on up at your property? We get some real cameras out there.
He when he came here that weekend for the podcast, he stayed at the Hampton. Did you see his reel that he did where he's walking in the hallways and shit? Well, Peter Buchema is messaging me like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Is he cool?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Is he trying to tank my hotel?
Yeah. I'm like, no, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude.
That's
somebody else too messaged me. They're like, who is this guy? They took a picture of Jason when he was walking on the street.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, because they saw the reel or something that I did with him, and they were like, this guy doesn't look like he belongs here.
I think he tagged me in it.
Probably.
Actually.